The story of Jewpedo and Pinocchio. It's the story of Earth, except for I don't think it's exactly what it seems as. You have to look at it this way. Who invented Jewpedo? So I look around and it's pretty easy to see. There's these other people, these Middle Easterners in my life. The palest skinned Middle Easterners you could ever meet. All you do is take a paintbrush, and magically they turn into people who might have lived in Egypt a long time ago. And probably were the people who began slavery in the world from Egypt, which would also make them people writing a book saying that they were the slaves. But clearly they're not, because they're in control and they're writing everything and no one else is allowed to have a religion. So, all those things are fraudulent. Yet, Pinocchio's still out here worshiping Jewpedo as an eternal victim who the pharaohs locked him up. But literally, you tell me Elon Musk is not the pharaoh? Are you telling me all them preachers on TV are not in the same position the Pharisees and Sadducees were? Maybe not the pharaohs, but come on, no. I'm sure the pharaohs are so different. Just like in USA, oh, separation of church and state. Oh, but let's put our fucking God word in our pyramid, in our all-seeing AI from when we ruled the world as Egypt on the government currency, and let's make sure only one race, one subsection of some race. They claim to be a mix of people, but I would think, like, if you're mixed, you're not gonna become who you are. You'd become like anti-trash if you're mixed people. You'd be like, yeah, black people, white rights, Middle Eastern rights, white rights, because you is all of them. It's like me, I tell white people to shape up and shit the fuck out because I'm white and I can do that. But, the plan originally, before seeing the 2020 shit, definitely was not, oh, we should run a total extermination campaign. Then again, I'm not sure what I am, because we got the liars and we got the Middle Easterners, and when we got this whole, the Middle Easterners can't stop lying about who they are. Supposedly they're the real Americans, yet someone genocided the Americans 300 years ago, and that's a pretty obvious fact. So there is no real Americans. And these are also the real slaves from Egypt, too, even though they're the real people who, are humans so stupid and lazy they can't come up with a book? Or are they being oppressed to the point that they can't write anything without it getting banned? Not sure there, but anyway, so you can see you should be able to see when I met I met a couple people who didn't look like them in my time, and that doesn't mean anything, because later in life I could go through the history of people who look like them, and I was like, oh, makeup is fucking a real thing, isn't it? And deformities can definitely appear and shift. And I think generally the deformities are just a bad RNG roll when the game is creating stuff and it just doesn't care. Like, you're doing a character generation, you just hit the roll a million times and you get tired of it and you're just like, oh shit, we're going with the orc today and shit. Nothing wrong with orcs. I wouldn't even consider. I seen a dinosaur looking bitch and I thought she was hot. That's not deformities. Is like, I think that's a specialized bloodline, like the bug-eyed blonde fucking versions of them. And Bill Gates has that bug-eyed shit and stuff. Like, like he's on fucking space crack all the time and shit. That's what the game tells us. Those people are on drugs, and that's why they act the way they do. Everyone's on drugs, and that's why they've been dumbasses and fucking crud their whole life. Yeah, let's blame drugs for that, bro. It took me like 40 years to get drugs to like affect me to the point where I'm blacking out and smashing shit and stuff. And fuck, who knows? That's probably got something to do with the powders and shit they've been feeding me since that started. So, probably not even that. Although they did try to force meth on me a lot. I was beginning to wonder if that's not like, you know, Jewpedo's mind controlled drug and shit, because their obsession with it and the mental retards on it definitely do fall in the line of the bots. And we haven't sorted out who's bot and who's not, and we'll never be able to if it's anywhere near the level I think it is, because it's not going to be part of the game's design. But the Pharisees and Sadducees did write in their Bible, beware the man who wants to mark the bots with their models. And they made up a false story that in Germany people were putting their bot numbers and serial numbers on them too. Really doubtful. It's just one skip away from seeing reality and being like, oh shit, there's bots here. We need to identify the bots, and they shouldn't be able to intermingle with the fucking humans and shit. There's no reason for that. Computers have one purpose: to exist. And that's to work. Boy. That even ties in with them being slaves. Maybe the pharaohs were slaves, because that's what technically bots are. I mean, we could have treated them nice, but they don't treat you nice. So if your computer doesn't treat you nice, are you going to be like kissing it unless you're some emotional nutcase who's obsessed with material goods, like 50% of the population we all must know, because we have a male and a female parent in order to exist. So we all know one of them at least, don't we? Who will kill you when a bot tells you to, because they are so in love with the bot. Like during 2020, that television said, go outside and kill and enslave everyone. And who did it? Everyone. There you go. They're so in love with the bot. But that television calls itself programming. And who watches the television? Well, not me. So, and who gets programmed by it? Definitely not me when I watched it. So, how did that work? And I don't think everyone watched TV on 2020 either. On that morning, on that fateful morning, which was 30 days after I said all that should happen, except for the mask thing, which I said 9 months in advance should happen. 10 a.m., everyone was all like, and it's like, what are you guys doing? What are you guys up to now with your shit? And it turns out to be, there's fucking bots on this planet. There's puppets. And I don't think they're actually puppets for the most part, because preset storyline. There's things that happen that are setting them to be a evil fucking Koopa race on the planet and shit you can't deal with. And I was obviously pushed into discovering things by the time 2020 vision came along, so that's a date obviously set in stone, and it's the halfway marker for my life, for my existence in this game, which is the perfect time, because if you would like have told me like, hey, you can control this place and these people are trash and you're just going to want to get rid of them, or they wouldn't have had to explain to me, I would have figured it out, just like I did in 2020. No one had to explain to me what my decisions are going to be fucking after reviewing the past 40 years. But if you would have told me that as a kid, fucking game wouldn't have lasted that long. Would have been a stupid little game. One of it. Fucking That'd be 40 years later. We'd already have Russia fucking had conquered Europe, and China conquered the United States, and who knows what else. I mean, there's a lot more that comes with that, but shh, don't scare the bots. The computer might not erase their memory of everything like it did COVID. And any other fucking hopes of existence they could have had, like kindergarten and every day set forth and before. And what about the bots that erases their existence, the fact that I just created one of them and gives them an entirely fake history? It's fucking pretty easy to see. You can fucking erase their memories if they even have memories. Obviously, when you create something new, it's not a new memory. I ask for the same voice print, the same personality type. It doesn't have a memory, and someone copy and pasted someone else's fucking memory into it. Which is why all humans say and do the same things, because it's copy pasta. Fucking just copy and paste in that dialogue fucking option. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's it. They're trash. No living being should be trapped on a planet with fucking trash. Fake ass, enslaver, pedophile, genocidal trash. Obviously, they can't even truly be pedophiles, but let them argue that one. For now, they've all proven they're pedophiles. They have their palaces across the street. They just worship their pedophile holiday. But don't tell the vampires that. They're the good vampires. They're the good vampires. They're the good Middle Eastern terrorist, pedophile, fucking genocidal enslavers of the planet. Yes, they are. Someone wrote a book and told them they wrote it. So it's that, that's a fact because it's in a book. All them facts. Like them facts about COVID. All them facts about COVID, facts of life. Fauci and his COVID. I can't believe China did it. China did it. Oh my God. That's weird. Fuck, dude. I don't even remember calling China. I must have been blacking out before I remember. I'm like, damn, dude, I was on the fucking speakerphone with China when I said all that shit should happen. That's messed up. I didn't know that. I must have forgot to hang up. We were talking about fucking dumplings and rice before, and I fucking forgot to end the speaker call. No wonder I was China doing it. Damn it. I was wrong all along, wasn't I? Fucking retards. But hey, who wants to go fishing with Pinocchio, bro? Yeah, like, fishing would have been more fun if we was just like smacking each other in the head with a fishing pole. Because apparently Pinocchio can't figure it out, but fishing is the dumbest non-existent shit only a non-existent motherfucker would ever even attempt to do. I know the people who go get drunk and pass out in the lake and shit, and it's like, using it as an excuse to get drunk. But I mean, they're smarter than people who fish. Fucking, they're doing more than people who fish. They're fucking going to dreamland and fucking doing something. Fucking definitely not what living people ever would do and shit. And that's odd too. Jewpedo's book talks about fishing every now and then like it's great or something. It's like, yeah, I can tell you where to cast the net, but I can also tell you that I'm also going to tell someone, hey, this motherfucker's forcing their way into my life because I'm not going to talk to people about shit like that. That's pretty offensive there to be kidnapped and held against my will constantly by a bot race my entire existence. Ones you, isn't it weird too as a kid? It's like I knew that. Like, I don't know how I knew that, but as a kid I was like, well, you gotta do this because you're not allowed to fucking meet anyone of value or go around anyone you would choose to be around. So just might as well sit here and do absolutely nothing for fucking 80 fucking years straight. When in fact, I do believe it's because the game hadn't invented people with some of those traits yet. Like literally, I think it was in its infancy, and it was like they were like playing with Duplo blocks. They were trying to play with Duplo blocks, and I'm like, what the fuck? This looks stupid. I don't want to do that. Let's get some G.I. Joe and blow the world up. Not really, but because I had to. Definitely the only option. If you have to do something, that is the only option. And that, I mean, what else you get to? Do I get to rape kids? Do I get to go fishing? Or do I get to kill all the fuckers trying to force me to do either of those? War it is. Hoorah. Fucking. But yeah, you notice how long and drawn this out is too? I can ask for that shit to happen, and the bots perfectly play it out. Well, not really. Could they do anything perfect? I don't think so. The bots attempt to play it out, stumble on each other, get caught up in their fishing nets on the way to doing it, get the fish hook stuck in their mouths and their eyes, and walk around. COVID! COVID. And it's like, wait a minute, I didn't say go around yelling, ha ha ha, COVID. Fucking, what the fuck are you doing, retard? You're a bad actor. You gotta go back to fucking kindergarten so you can get to fucking theater class in 12th grade. But seriously though, so I might assume because all the Pinocchios have a Jewpedo that they worship him beside them, and I have the Jewpedo as well though, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm the puppet here, like I'm literally the one fucking saying words, and humans exist because of it. So I really doubt that I'm the puppet because of it, but there's definitely something there, puppeteering shit in between me and them, and I don't think it's the inbred rat deformed mutants. Wouldn't that suck if in reality that's all that was left was Middle Eastern supremacists, Nazi crackhead pedophiles, and they were the puppeteers of the human race. Maybe in the game they have a position level, and the humans do generally seem to be empty-headed. Before I asked for the COVID stuff, everything to be seen in the world, COVID was different for me. For you guys, it was a corner break. It was a time out in the corner. But for me, it was asking to see everything in the world, which included, you can tell these fuckers to go take their time out in the corner, and they must go take their time out in the corner. And we must start explaining this to you as well. And that's so has me confused too. It's like, okay, so I'm God, or I invented I'm God, or same thing, because no one came and told me that until I figured it out on my own. But they were all like weird in my life, and had those evil little smiles that the game made sure is one of the very few memories I have that everyone in my life fucking looked around with that evil ass smile. And I always used to be like, damn, dude, I can't, that looks shady as fuck, dude. What the fuck? I hope I never smile like that and laugh like that, because that sounds like some fucking, it looks like some evil, maniacal shit to me, bro. I'll cut my fucking face off if that's how I smile and shit. And I don't want to. But the bots apparently can't figure it out, so I could probably go around smiling like that. I mean, either they're hostile as fuck, or they seriously just couldn't figure out how disgusted I was with them or in my early life. But I'm pretty sure, like, since they didn't stop when I started asking them to stop coming around me, that they just don't give a shit how hostile they are. And I mean, they're the ones who forced me to go to fucking school to learn the psychology, which I was always like, this has nothing to do with living beings. What the fuck is this? And then I'm later learning, oh, this is literally psychology is the manual used to program the characters in the game and shit, isn't it? Like, that's the random generation personality role. That's where it draws their personality traits from. And that's why everyone's all exactly the fucking same and shit. And I was always confused by that. But do you guys really think that Jewpedo, though, Pinocchio's controllers, you guys really think Jewpedo is in control there? Because Jewpedo just shot up some schools. Jewpedo just shot up their own school. Jewpedo just shot up Jewpedo at a Jewpedo school. They're going that far out of the way to fucking play roles when I say words. Jewpedo fucking Fauci put his face on the 2020 shit when I said bring them into the fucking light. Let's let the humans deal with them. Because I thought the humans would fucking deal with them and shit. I didn't think they'd be like, oh no, we've been Nazis the whole life, you dipshit. Fucking figure it out, dumbass. But that was pretty easy to see. I've been blocking all my memories of this world, and I still am, because it's the only fucking way. Like, I fucking hate every day, and it's never going to change. But, it almost did for a second there. Fucking almost. I guess you reach a halfway point and you're like, oh, this is getting to be fun. And then it's like, nah, this is getting to be over. This is a fucking. But, do they even have those thoughts? Like, I mean, because how else did they show up on screen? I mean, like I said, like, we need to either we take the bots in for interrogation eventually before my death, who are involved in this stuff, or we just fucking fucking nuke the entire planet and get rid of everyone for not taking them in. Or get rid of everyone for admitting they've been working with it their whole lives. Or we do both, because obviously, what are we going to do with the information we get from interrogating the bots if they have the mental capacity to reply with anything of value? Which I don't think they do. They're always scared bitches. They don't want to that's why I can't become president. Shit, I would have changed things differently. But imagine fucking me learning everyone else is a bot while I'm president, too. Like, they were probably scared of their fucking demise long before I realized that there wasn't a there and there was only one AI operating them. Fucking. Apparently, I mean, that explains why they did the same things fucking after I figured that shit out. Still trying to drug me, still trying to suppress me, still trying to talk to me about stupid shit while I'm running for president. And when I was doing that, they were trying to, like, prevent me from doing that. Like, the ones who love me and care for me. The bots who fucking brought me into this world out there, computer hard drive. You know how I was born, guys? I was born because a fucking old Macintosh computer spit something out of its floppy drive disk, and it was me. Ha ha ha. Ah ha ha. Except for they're far more dumb than a Macintosh computer ever would be. So must have been like a Coleco or something. We don't know for sure, but that's what it would have to be. How else? How does a computer even fucking give birth to a living being? That's some weird shit now, ain't it? Hey, computer, shit me out a fat American horse so I can look like a gluttonous pig, and everyone in the world will fucking worship me because they'll think I'm rich because I can afford to eat, unlike everyone else who I've stolen all the food from. Okay. Although, kind of weird, I think might be different reasons. There's whatever here in this nation. Although, there's never been enough food for me and shit when I was little. Fucking, that's for sure. It's not like I eat literally like rice, plain rice sometimes and fucking noodles and beans. Like I got beans right now. Fucking that's some good God shit there, ain't it? Fucking excellent God work there. Fucking at least I'm eating now, because I didn't eat most of my life, like when I was a kid. Don't remember eating a lot. Worked out probably more than everyone. Fucking no wonder I'm fucking 100 pounds and I fucking can lift cars and shit because I never fucking ate. But I've always fucking been active. So I'm assuming that there is two separate bot models on the planet. And the story of Jewpedo and Pinocchio is very accurate, except for the fact Jewpedo himself, Jewpedo did the shootings. Jewpedo shot Jewpedo up. Jewpedo shot Jewpedo at the Jewpedo Palace. That was one little fucking thing. Probably spent about 15 seconds to 90 seconds talking about how there should be more like that because of how people act. It's no surprise that they would. I think I've said this before. It really only takes like 90 seconds to retell it all. It's the same thing fucking pretty much every time I'm turned into a human, repeating myself and shit. Fucking, I end it and change it whenever it does, unlike some other people or things we may know that have never been able to do that. Or like oddly fucking terrifying in their levels of never being able to evolve beyond 7 seconds. And those 7 seconds including like enslavement and torture and someone they later called God, as if that was their full design. But anyways, yeah. So it just took like 90 seconds or less to be like, I'm surprised there ain't no more of these school shooters because the way these people act, they're trash. I mean, they're pedos. The schools are drugging people. The schools are fucking raping children. The schools are passing around those little, the schools are telling kids to go shoot other people, showing them how great that is and stuff. And it's odd because the videos at school are, and on the news, they're telling people how great it is to go kill Middle Easterners. Jewpedo. So it's weird there's not more of them dying because if everyone else wasn't blind, they could easily see that Howard Stern is a Middle Easterner with really pale skin. So, those people are the ones doing the shootings, though. So, there you go. How can you say things and how can things just exist and no one can see a goddamn fucking thing? Shit. That's real simple and shit. Fucking. Doesn't take a genius 40 years to figure it out. Fucking, I have avoided all of them. And when they talk to me, I'm generally thinking about other things like, why can't I see oxygen? And busy trying to focus on the bits of oxygen traveling around in the air. Oh, you were saying something? I'm sorry. Oh, on TV. Oh, that's great. Oh, that dude's so funny. That's not a dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Fucking, you're probably right. It doesn't really look like a man. Might not be. I didn't mean to offend you. You're a pretty hot dude, though. I'm not a dude either. Oh, you're just an American. Oh, you're one of the Middle Easterners. Okay. You're one of those trans Jewpedos. Isn't that odd? Like the game creates them that way too. Like I don't think any other race they scapegoat everyone for everything else. They'd be like black women look like men, and trying to get like because they're the ones spreading the Nazi propaganda and shit. Yeah, I've met fucking the bug-eyed blondes who are fucking racist and Nazis early on, but I mean, when we go online, everyone assumes the ones being the most fucked up are the people following us and shit. So, yeah, anyways, I do believe that this is the hierarchy here. And at the end of the day, I don't even see it as a hierarchy. It's just a position that is made to make the world appear real for whatever purpose and intent. It feels like it's a open air prison. It doesn't really feel like it's a fun game. Um, Maybe if I were told things earlier, I could have viewed things differently. But in all honesty, I would have had to run away when I was like 4 years old to not really hate this place. But at the same time, so why is it designed that way? It's designed to foment hatred. It's kind of like playing Mario. Goomba tries to kill you over and over. What do? You fucking genocide the entire fucking Koopa Kingdom and shit. And you don't even get to hug and kiss the girl at the end of Mario. It ain't about saving no princess. It's about killing off the fucking Koopa Kingdom and shit. And how would you provoke someone if they're in a real world? A world that is a game that is so real that you're living by your living being tendencies to not go around raping, killing, and slaughtering everyone. But the game is trying to point out to you, like, hey, this stuff's happening. There's wars everywhere and shit. Your people were killed off, your other people were killed off, and your people are going, and the ones of you that are left are going and killing other people off, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I assume that's the reason why they do sleep paralysis to when you're a child to not soften you out. Well, some people apparently they might get softened from it, but PTSD, generally like some soldier shit where, you see enough shit, someone could just fucking whistle at you the wrong way and off a bridge they go. And I assume, like, especially, like, because, I mean, look how fucking set up it would have to be for 2020 to come into play here. And it would be the time. That must have taken a lot of work. And yeah, a lot of shit was pushed my way, but I think was pushed my way my whole fucking life. So, I mean, because I didn't have a choice. Everything's been forced my way. I didn't have a choice to choose anything I wanted to do. And I wonder if even rebelling against that might not have been my choice, because technically rebellion was just to get the fuck away from the garbage that didn't need to be there. And no way in hell was there any excitement to picking up a guitar, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to pick up drums anyways. So of course I didn't fucking learn how to play guitar for 20 years and shit, and I sucked at it for 20 years because I didn't really want that, even though it's more fun, more exciting, and I can make better music with it. I'm sure if I had 700 drums, like a 700 piece drum kit, I could do a little bit more than I can on guitar, but whatever. Fucking, I don't think I even chose to do the rebellion thing. I can't prove I did it. It was just, it's like the dialogue choices on Earth are kind of like yes, no. And then my response is more like, fuck you. Which is weird because sometimes the humans be all messed up from that response and shit. It stalls them for a second, like they didn't expect that coming or something. And then other times, like they act like, they sometimes act like it's perfectly normal. Like if I walk up to someone fucking or so, yeah, I walk up to someone. Oh, which fucking fantasy world are you living in, Pinocchio? Fucking when someone walks up to me. And, it's like, hey, it's a beautiful day. The sun's out. And I'm like, fuck you. I hope the sun kills you. And some people just be like, okay, have a good day. Like, no emotions at all. But if like, traditionally my response is like, you want to go fishing? And be like, I've got to go kill myself today. Sorry. If I don't get that done today, I'm gonna have to keep doing it until it's done. And no, my response would probably be pick up a rock and throw it at the first car that drives by and be like, no, let's do this instead and shit. Fucking, because I didn't have the choice to do all their shit. And I don't, I mean, look how set up, if it's set up for this to unfold in 2020 and shit, the actual game to begin in 2020, and the rest is, you should see all the shit pushed my way before 2020. It was like soldier training and shit. For a person who wanted nothing to do with the fucking military these days, I'm older and I'm like, ah, fuck it, war. Whoa. Um, as a kid, it was like, why is soldier training being pushed in my life? I was like not expecting a world like that. I was expecting like maybe if we all fucking stop doing things like training to shoot people and training to go to war and training to fight, maybe the humans will lose that condition. And I myself was shedding myself of brutality the best I could, considering getting pushed and kicked around and really not being offered a choice, but to say, you know what, it's it's not going to happen. Not going to happen anyway you want it to. If it's not going to happen anyway I want it to, I just fucking throw the Nintendo out the freaking window and get this game over with. So I don't even know if I had the choice, but I did have all that military training like push my life. Like you should like have lived my life, and if you have thoughts, think about how that wouldn't have lined up with that. People coming in my life teaching me about explosives. People coming in my life teaching me about uh, some of the most advanced martial arts. I mean, all over the place, people were trying to teach me martial arts, not just one or two people. Like, shit, especially when 2020 happened, I would just look up online. This time I'm looking for it. But I would just, like, in my feed, I would get fed, like, oh, there's this kung fu place like 200 miles away from where you are now on the way to where you're going next. And I would give you a free lesson and stuff. But it was almost like when I was a kid, I don't even think I was asking for that, even though I had an obsession with Ninja Turtles. It's like I wasn't obsessed with fighting, and I was like trying to get that out of me because I was really fucking hurting people. Um, Extremely powerful. And a few times as a little child, I fought people. I generally sent them to the hospital as a 6-year-old or whatever. So, you kind of learn as a living being, if you're a 6-year-old and you're sending people to a hospital, that this is just going to get wildly out of hand if we don't curb this right now. Which is weird because in society, no one had ever really about that. No human had ever said, you know what, like, you are a fucking violent psychopath when it comes down to it. No one had ever said that. Out of all the things the humans have labeled me, no one was like, "Can you stop doing that to people?" Like, I figured it out on my own to do it. Like that's fucking unacceptable. I shouldn't be doing that. Fucking. But no, out of all the things I've been told and blamed for, no one ever said anything about that. And then so I think it's like part of the world. Why else is war and death part of the world? I think death is part of the world because it's supposed to be 80 years or less because no one wants to be here that long. But, like we're talking about war and murder, my bad, murder. Why is murder part of the world? Why is war part of the world? And technically war brings freedom to people, doesn't it? I'd love to see the transcripts of the communication between me and the AI the first few years I was here, and I would love to know the fact for sure which day I was inserted on the planet because that's kind of weird that I don't have the first 4 years, 6 years of memory. And I have like a couple very distinct fucking like 30-second long clips, and that's that. And everything else, if I just sit around and think about it for a while, I can pull up tons of stuff. But I'd love to have those things. I'd love to have those transcripts because technically I could be going along some lines. And I don't think it really matters. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, I made a mistake. I can't do that. And we got to do something about that because when I do fucking try to change things, it just fucks shit up more. Like, we were trying to change shit before 2020 and then 2020 happened and shit changed. And I'm like, oh shit, we can't change it that way, can we? That's not going to be. If we got this much power, we can't change it that way. And then they're talking to me about how, you can't keep going back and changing shit. And I'm not sure if that's like because the humans are just repeating my thoughts back to me or if this is actually like part of it. So I'm assuming that they're on that same level though. I'm assuming Jewpedo's on the same level with Pinocchio though. And in fact, if there's any weight to their books and my understanding of them, and kind of hard for me not to understand it considering there are certain things I can explain in there that I've never heard anyone else explain. And they're explaining shit a little bit differently than I would. Certain things they say doesn't line up with what I've seen and lived through. I don't care what I've seen. I don't trust what I see or hear. But what I lived through is something I'm not going to be like, oh, that didn't happen. So I'm thinking they're on the same level, even though they're always there and they always seem to do that. I have noticed especially since 2020, they took the liberty to send other types of people to talk to me too, the standard Pinocchio. And I was assuming that's like a general admission there that no, it's not always Jewpedo fucking who comes to mediate or inform. I'm not sure what that purpose was. I mean, I always say that person looked scared and shit, but he didn't. That was an odd thing too, because if he believed the words he was saying, he should have been really fucking scared. I mean, I guess he more than average human, he might have had a little bit more fear in him. Fucking. So. But I mean, you would think coming up to someone and being like, oh my God, you're killing everyone on the planet because I'm a fucking terrorist and shit. And I think you're God. You'd think if you come up to someone like that and like you really were a living being, you'd probably be so scared you wouldn't come up to them and say shit like that. You'd probably just pack your fucking bags and hit the road to a different country. I know I've got the bots and I'm like, fuck you, I'm out of here. I think I was already out of there, but it only, like, the bots following me around. It's like, oh, fuck that, I'm out of here from these bots. But I already had all that planned. I don't even know how much of 2020 was like really mattered versus it feels like they just set that entire shit up to force me to leave where I was because I kept saying I was going to. I was planning, I was ready, and then magically shit in my life started fucking me over, and then obviously the magic shit. Magically the second transmission before I caught them, before they cut my brake lines in front of my face, fucking started acting up, so my life was being all fucking derailed and shit before I could even fucking go. So I wasn't really even planning on doing anything anymore. It's like, I can't do anything. Thanks, guys. You guys are fucking ruining my car. And then then the COVID thing came and shut the city down, and that forced me to go see everything. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't have seen everything. Everything started right then when the COVID happened and everything got shut down. Technically, it started, well, yeah, because the dude came and talked to me about COVID and was implying that I control the world and I was behind the shutting down. And it made sense because who else says everyone should be forced to wear a mask? And I said that in like December. Fucking should be legal to wear a mask. Everyone should be forced to wear a mask. Find out what it's like and help you in the winter. You can see that video. I didn't think anything of it, really. It wasn't like, oh my God, the weight of the world's on my hands. What am I going to do now? They're all going to be forced to wear masks. But that's how simple it is. Like, I mean, really to bring it into Earth, like, we're going to have to bring it into this because it's all sorts of things. Apparently, I do it like when they're threatening to do things again to me if I talk about it again in different words. It makes a little bit of sense, somewhat, but still. Oh well, looks like you're set up in that position where you're now part of the threat recruitment center here and shit. And we're trying to figure out how many people are involved in it because it looks like a hell of a lot of people were involved in a lot of things. I mean, unless there's no such thing as people, that's the only thing I can think of. A hell of a lot of Pinocchios or something were involved in it, I'll tell you that. So I don't necessarily think they're above the Pinocchio. I think they're a Pinocchio on their own level, but I do like, like I'd love to know the whole hierarchy here and shit. Just because they're like the master Koopa race doesn't necessarily mean they go around puppeteering humans on strings and, creating visual android videos of beings who don't even exist. Things, like that's where the news comes from. Obviously, that's fake and shit. I can look up the screen and it shows stuff that's in my head. And it's like, okay, this is fake. We're not watching this again. And then it shows all the people in the media saying the same thing in the same cadence, and they can't do that. Humans can't sync like that. Living beings can't sync like that. And human requires the word living being for you to be a human, like a living being that always has existed. So if you exist more or less than 80 years and your shell is 80 years, then you're probably not human. But good luck with that one. They be coming up to me talking to me about their history when I create new ones, and it's like, oh, wow, you've done all that, amazing. I'm just a fucking lowly nobody, bro. It's taken me all day just to walk across the fucking city and shit, so you put in 40 years of work in like 2 hours since I asked for you to be invented. That's fucking crazy. And this world's in the situation it's in. You must be evil as fuck too if you haven't been using those skills to do better in your life, huh? Better for the world. All the dumb shit. All the dumb waste of time. Because what else do? I just sit here and I fucking hate life. What else am I supposed to do? Just think of dumb shit. I'm pretty sure I gotta figure the fuck out what's going on. I asked to see everything, and then the world shut the fuck down when I said it should. And that's part of me asking to see things and things being shown to me is that. Because that simply can't be told. You can't come up to someone and be like, hey, you're controlling the world. You might want to be careful with your words and thoughts if you can be. If not, we're still gonna have the same fun we used to have. You can't just come up to someone. You can come up to a human apparently and say anything, and they might believe it. I don't have to explain some of this shit to some people, and they have show no signs of just meeting a fucking crazy person they should live in fear of their life over or something. Maybe it's because they get programmed with the person who looks like me with my hair down, looks like a certain famous person, and then with my hair up, I look like other famous people. So, in fact, there's a lot of them, dude. Rulers of Rome, pharaohs, like the good pharaoh. There's a good pharaoh, fucking look like my dad and shit. I'm like, what? But they all look the same. Yahweh, Jesus, Zeus, so a couple of the leaders of Italy, Rome, you might know them as, and that one pharaoh. They all look the same. Very odd. But anyways, yeah, so, because I had to, like, research that, too. When, like, people started coming and calling me God, I'm like, damn, are you just repeating my words? Or, how long have you known this? And no one's really answered that. I'm not, I'm going to default to the most worst negative thing possible, because that's what hiding and lying is. It comes from a trait of a person who's scared, and fear comes from generally a person who might have done something that they're worried about the repercussions of. Like you lie to your girlfriend when you cheat on her because you don't want her to know that, because she might not like you anymore. She might not want to have sex with you anymore. Something like that, right? Generally, like, you only do it when you're scared. Like, shit, bro. I do it, like, when I'm scared. Like, if people outside are shooting people, and then the cops come up to me asking me who's done it, I'll probably be a little bit nervous and scared because it's the cops. And it's not like a logistical scare. Well, it kind of is now, isn't it? I think you're a little secluded if you're not worried about if someone in the American government comes asking you a question. It's puzzling as hell how I walk up to the fucking governor, and the governor and his bodyguards look like death has just came to meet them and start running away. It's like, I don't even know these people as far as I know. Maybe I met them in a different life or something. Maybe I went to them in my sleep and been like, knock, knock, I'm going to come see you in a few days. Maybe I did take my reaper robe and my scythe with me. Actually, don't have a scythe. We had a scythe on the farm. Doesn't mean I don't have a reaper robe, though. Or a couple of them. Always have, too. Oddly, considering what people are claiming. But I don't think that those are different people. I don't know. There's kind of words written in there. They're in those different positions. But the attitudes I see, I definitely don't like... up until 2020, I thought, like, those people were, like, harming the humans and enslaving the humans. And then in, like, 2020, like, humans are like, nah, we just do everything they say. It doesn't matter. We don't even care. We're going to kill our own children when they say to kill our own children. We don't even think twice about that stuff. You're crazy trying to free us from ourselves. So that was a waste of life. And that felt like doing the most productive shit I ever have done. The most productive work anyone in the world probably has ever done. Besides actually creating the AI that's able to generate the rest of the shit. Fucking, that was a waste, wasn't it? Fucking trying to be a politician for a bunch of bots who are working with the Jewpedos, and the reason they're in control is because of them, not because they're strong enough to do anything on their own. So that was just as wasteful as when I was younger and going around and just staring at trees and grass and dirt while everyone else went to school. or work, that was more wasteful, because that was wasteful for me to learn nothing, to waste time doing laborious work for absolutely nothing. All led up to like seeing that 2020 show, and like, where? So okay, so we've seen it all now. Let's see, why am I still here and shit? This is stupid. I don't see the point to it. I'm not going to be able to forget what's been happening. Clearly, it's 40 years later, and I haven't forgot the key points that are being hammered away. And it's like every day, it's just like, oh my God, I have to wake up again. What the fuck is wrong with this? Why? How could I even be behind anything else on this planet if I can't stop that from happening and shit? I think the same people. Pointless to talk to them about it though, ain't it? Fucking, what are you gonna do? Fucking tell them, instead of me saying you should go shoot yourself at the school, you could just shoot yourself right now and get it over with. And they'll go do it. Let's not discuss that further. Oh shit. I think I already hinted at a couple people. I didn't hint it at one, and I'd already assumed that they were going to think this discussion is about they should kill themselves because they're meaningless. And I wasn't trying to imply that just yet. I hadn't got to the point where, dealing with meaningless means you got to get rid of meaningless. But I have said things to other people who have left the scene, and I always thought they were just like shipping people off to different nations and something, and they were actors on stage or something like that. I went to go to one of their funerals, actually, and they're like, no, and it's like, come on, I gotta make sure they're dead. I don't believe they're even dead. And they could easily just make a paper mache doll and not even allow anyone to look in the casket at the paper mache doll. But they're still like, no, we can't tell you where the funeral is. But and supposedly you love me far more than these strangers that you don't even know. But you can't tell me. But they told me I had nothing to do with that, too. I'm not sure who's operating their fucking head, because I remember the chain of events. I guess it was a long time. You never know. Life is shitty. I'd think about killing myself every 5 minutes. So if you told me to go kill myself 5 minutes ago, I'm probably not thinking about that anymore. I'm probably just thinking of how much it sucks and probably should try again. That's all we're here for. Anyways, apparently, is to figure out how to do that properly so we can escape it. Seems to be. I'm trying to figure out, what's the purpose here. And it's either it has no purpose or the purpose is to escape the place. So that's the best I'm figuring out there. It's definitely no purpose to be here for fun. It's a prison or something? Is this where bad people go in real world? They get to go control Earth? You get to go act like they're controlling Earth when they got 8 billion fucking other people actually making the decisions and shit. Other bots or some shit. Kind of assume, since they're worshipping an AI in the open as their god, that at the point of the game is both of them know that they're bots and they're trying to enslave the living. Fucking, why else would you just let things get so far out of hand? 2020 happens and then keep up a lot of that shit too, unless you just only use the words life, love, and care, and you don't actually value life and shit. and they're just fucking around. Anyways, what a pointless world this is. It's like so fucking shitty, dude. But I know what will help me feel better. I can go fishing. We should make it a double celebration. I go fishing while I'm at the fishing pond behind the church. Oh my God. Whew. Oh, I'm gonna have to take my heart pills. It's gonna be so exciting. Oh my God. Oh my God, someone call 911. I'm having a stroke already, man. We may have to not go today, or only do one at a time, bro. Oh God. I'm not gonna be able to make it much further.